You're listening to Heather's Do Vegas. Join your go-to duo for all things celebrity gossip, reality TV reviews, fashion tips, and of course, all the inside scoop on Sin City.
Is that going on your podcast?
Hello and welcome to Heather's Do Vegas. I'm Heather Ashley.
I'm Heather Nicole. Hi, Heather. How was your Thanksgiving?
Hi, Heather. It was fabulous. How was your Thanksgiving?
I'm still full. It was really good. I smelled like 100 perfumes because my friend sells perfume.
So what else did you do?
I mean, and then we went to my parents' house and just had traditional dinner. You know, I may or may not have played Uno, which I love. I love Uno. I can't not love Uno. How about you? What'd you do?
Yeah, I had my kids in town. So we did a lot of fun stuff. I'll probably tell you more about it at the end. We went to the Fontainebleau Winter Wonderland.
Oh, nice.
Checked that out. Also checked out a new restaurant that opened. So yeah, I want to share that with you.
Oh, I can't wait to hear.
Yeah. So it was a good time. It was action packed.
Nice.
We went to a Vegas Golden Knights game, and we went to the UNLV game.
Big game for UNLV.
Yeah, big game. Big game. And then they have a big game on Friday. So
yes.
So we took a little 1 week break, I guess, for the holiday, but we're back in action.
I like it.
So good. Well, I was thinking of what my confession of the week is. I think you'll be more proud of me this go around.
Let's hear.
So, okay. So last episode we were talking about Kathy Hilton on the Beverly Hills Housewives and her taking out her extensions and all this. And I mean, I was kind of making fun of her. We were kind of bashing her for it. And so the other weekend went to the Raiders game, and I don't know, I was just kind of feeling myself and decided I'm going to just throw in a couple extensions. You know me, I don't wear extensions that often. Why I chose this occasion to do it, I don't know, because I'm very self-conscious about them showing and, you know, people seeing them because I'll wear them up higher.
Yeah.
And so immediately, you know, like the whole time I'm sitting there and I'm just like, oh my gosh, can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it?
Yeah.
And then finally I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take these suckers out. And right there at the game, I just start pulling the extensions right out of my hair.
On the Jumbotron.
No shame. Yeah, I wish that would have been perfect had they caught that moment. That would have been a good one. And then it got me thinking, I'm like, you know, who am I to make fun of Kathy Hilton? I've actually pulled out extensions at a gala. Now, granted, it wasn't at the table in front of people, but it was probably like in the bathroom or the car ride home. But I've done it many times. I mean,
I'll reclip them, but I won't pull them out.
Yeah,
I commit.
okay.
But when I wake up the next morning, they're like laying at the front door on the floor.
Yeah, I only have 3 left at this point from whatever.
It's always my favorite when I find them in the trash. I'm like, I declared RIP.
Oh no.
They have a lifetime. They have a lifespan.
That's true. Yeah. They don't have long life, but
yeah.
Yeah. So what about you? You have a confession for me?
Okay. So you're gonna think I'm crazy. You know, I always have little nail files sitting everywhere in case I get a nick, right? Because I'm always like feeling the texture, and I always have to have them painted. So sometimes when I will file my nails, I'll just reach over and I'll file my dogs because you can actually file them.
No way.
When they get a little long, you can just file off the end, and it makes it not as sharp, and it actually files it instead of me having to pay for it.
And he's good about you doing that? Like, he doesn't...
He lets me do, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my dogs aren't good about... And it freaks me out to try to do that. So I
wouldn't cut them, because I don't want to cut them too far, so...
File them.
Yep.
Have you ever painted
No.
No.
No. I draw the line.
Right, okay.
At the filing.
Hey, we got our Tom Tom sweatshirts on.
Yes. Look at how cool these are actually from. We bought these from Tom Sandoval himself.
We sure did, and we have a beautiful picture with him as well.
It's all crystals. So
Yeah.
mine is rainbow, and hers is the Raquel version.
I got the Raquel version. Yeah, I wanted it.
That Raquel gave to Andy.
Yeah. So these are some proud apparel that we own, and it was a fun story.
Oh, it's a Smithsonian piece. I mean, what are they saying now? These were the best days of our lives.
Woo, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, so right, like let's just get into it. So everyone knows Vanderpump Rules is coming back, but they are bringing in a whole new cast, getting rid of everyone, as we understand it, except for Lisa Vanderpump. And what do you think about that?
I mean, it was written on the wall when the way they did the ending, and then there was just constant media reports that, number one, the cast wasn't getting along. And you could see when it's not an organic hangout, it's awkward. And number two, they couldn't, do salary negotiations. So I don't know how much they make, but I don't know. And I don't know who was holding out, but I'm going to say it was probably Ariana, maybe Katie, right? Because Lala gets a bigger picture. She always wants to promote her brand, so it was written on the wall.
Yeah,
it was too awkward last year. I mean, it was weird. I was so pumped for last year to be good, and it was terrible.
Yeah, it could have been better. I don't know. I'm hearing that this new reboot with a new cast is just not going to be interesting, and people are they're not interested in seeing them reinvent the wheel. It kind of ran its course.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I'll definitely check it out. I can't say I won't give it a try, but I think it's interesting.
Here's the real tragedy. I mean, I think there were 2 seasons where there was like 2 years in between. And I will say that the season where Kirsten slept with Jax was like reality TV at its finest. But they went 14 years. So that none of those people have really had a job in 14 years.
Yeah.
So, and now it's, their only option left, White, is real estate.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I know. What do you think's going to happen? I'm hearing, kind of predictions of.
Oh, I told you the other day. One of the Toms is going to have to declare bankruptcy. I would say Lisa's going to change the name of Tom. Lisa, don't do it. But I mean, it's going to be financial ruin for all of them because, can you imagine I think they have 13, 15 episodes and they were making like $300,000 maybe, I think I read.
Hmm.
And now none of them really position themselves well enough to be set up to maintain that brand.
Right. Well, I guess so Sheena's going to go over to the Valley.
Which makes sense.
And then maybe Lala a little bit. I'm not quite sure.
Oh man. So, okay. So let's talk about Lala for a second. You know how I feel about, and you always roll your eyes at me, when I unfollow someone, but Lala's on the cusp for me because if she's just gotten so almost mean girl. And if you don't ride or die for your people, her assistant was her assistant for 10 years. And she was on her podcast and they were funny together and they had a very tragic ending. And Lala won't apologize or speak to anyone on the cast at all, except for Sheena. So yeah. Lala to me is on the cusp of she's one comment away from being canceled.
Yeah. Well, I think she's pissed.
And I get it. She makes sense when she talks. She just takes it too far.
Yeah. Yeah, and I wonder how successful her makeup line is. I mean, I don't really hear much about it. I bought something from her a while back. It's been a couple of years now, but I don't know how well she does.
I thought she closed it because she didn't want it to give them Lala anymore. She wanted it to rebrand it as Lala something. Mm-hmm. But I mean, enough to buy her a Palm Springs house and a house in the Valley. But, do they buy houses with a mortgage or do they buy houses? It's hard to say, right?
Right. Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah, you got to pay that mortgage. So Tom Sandoval though, so he's going to be on the new season of The Traitors. So he's still has a little bit of a job.
Let's say that he's either going to go out right away because they know he lies, which would be that's something that they catch on to, or he's going to fly under the radar. I'm going to say he's going to be picked off early.
Okay. I did just hear that he's going to be doing some show on Vanderpump Rules trivia. I don't know if this is like on TV or, if it's like a streaming thing or I don't know. I use the word show loosely, but he's going to kind of ride the coattail, I think, as long as he can, which, he probably should. So.
Yeah.
But in some related news, I heard too that Ariana and Katie are in a big lawsuit with that woman who
Yes.
I think was on one of the episodes that they showed where she was kind of helping them develop their menu and create the concept of the sandwich shop, Something About Her. And so now that's gone even further. I think it might go to trial. She's saying that she just, she's not receiving any of the profits. She's not truly part of the partnership. So that'll be, that's financially draining. I read the same thing, and you went to Katie's shop, so you'll have to tell me or something about her. But from what I read, they had no agreement signed on paper, but they did have the agreement over text. Yeah, and who does that?
Well, I don't know where that stands as legally binding, but I'm sure we've moved far enough in society evolution that texts are legal to some degree.
Yeah,
I would think.
No, she's got a case. It seems to be so. So see what happens. But
yeah,
I'm hearing Brittany Cartwright is opening a bar in West Hollywood.
No, there's no way.
No, you're not into it.
I would be here for it. I think Brittany became the unsung hero of the Valley, but with what money? I read that they took out a $1.2 million second mortgage on their house to pay their taxes, which she never paid. So
I heard she does better than Jack.
Now.
Yeah, now. And then
right.
She wasn't going after him for alimony or, maybe not child support, but I think with the alimony, she kind of forfeited something because she knew he didn't have it. So we'll see about that bar open. Oh, and then another funny story that came out, if you saw any of this video. So Jax Taylor was in a little car accident. And so somebody captures this on cell phone. And real minor, it pulled over into the gas station. They're kind of looking at the damage, blah, blah. And then he just decides he's going to take off. And he leaves. And the guy that he hit standing there, on the phone trying to call, I don't know, the police maybe. And the person filming is like, hey, man, what happened? He just took off on you? And the guy's like, yeah, he just took off. And then paparazzi catch Jax coming out of the grocery store the next day or something. And he, so he's coming out holding his groceries. And the paparazzi's like, hey, man, what's up? How you doing? Did you get in a little car accident? And he just looks at me and goes, I don't know. And he gets on his scooter, this electric scooter, and drives away, scoots away. I'm like, oh man, jeez.
Well, I guess that's a blessing in disguise that they're not as famous as they were when it happened, right? Scandival, that they can go out and buy their own groceries, because that's always got to be weird for celebrities.
Yeah, no, for sure. Did you see this thing on Bethenny Frankel? And she got on TikTok and she's posted at least one, maybe two videos of her doing her debriefing and her analysis of why the new season of New York, the new cast is just not working, and how it's just getting terrible reviews and all, everyone's saying how boring. And
I didn't see it.
Mhm.
What does she not like about it? So I only watch Bethenny put makeup on.
Okay.
But I will rarely watch her rant. I will occasionally watch her talk about her watches and her
Yeah.
cars. But I love when she does a fit check, because I'm like, girl, you're leaving the house with like $100,000 on your body. But
Yeah.
keep going.
Yeah. Her rants do get. I've done the same.
I can't watch her rants.
But she did suck me in on this one, and she was basically saying that the original cast, which she was on, that worked because they were kind of just real gritty, and they didn't have any sense of what the show and this concept should be like.
Mm-hmm.
And she always likes to go back to how she didn't have two pennies to rub together when she started the show, and just how that made her that much more interesting. And then also too, that there were already pre-existing relationships with some of the ladies, whereas with this new cast, they really didn't have any history until they were all cast on the show.
I think they have some relationships built in, but when I see the stories that come out about RHONY legacy characters, like and I looked for the Countess Luann's show, like the story about Countess Luann, and I keep saying she should be teaching the class, I always be closing, hooking up with Hugh Grant. You see what she did? Like I'm over here taking notes, because you'd be like, Heather, she bumped her chair into him. She asked to be sat next to him, bumped her chair into him on purpose, accidentally, and then said, let me buy you a shot, I'm so sorry. And from there it went. Never would I be that forward. But that is, those women are so outlandish that the women on the show, I think it's not the women, I think it's that generation, are so in this little box of, we all have to talk the same, dress the same, argue the same.
Right.
It's not the women, it's the generation. So like they're, like what, 20 years younger? 30?
Yeah. Easily.
Yeah.
25.
So maybe sign me back up for, anyone that's in the generation where you don't give a F what you say and what you do.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's so true, especially when you think of Ramona Singer. I mean, that is her to a T.
I mean, not the same, but Andy credits, and we'll talk about Beverly Hills in a second, but Andy credits, I just read this somewhere, that he credits Erica for being the person that started glam. Now, I think Nene actually had makeup artists when they filmed, but she was the first one. But Erica came at that level where she was like, she'd have the one behind her doing her hair, the one in front of her doing her makeup, then she would take them on the trips, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's a generation. All those ladies do that now.
Yeah.
I find it more fascinating when they're on a trip to see the people like doing them, getting them ready. Because can you imagine on our trips if we were like, okay, we have glam at 7, we could just sit in the chair and laugh and have champagne.
Oh, I know.
Oh, getting ready is really fun, but
that would be nice. Yeah.
Game changer.
So Beverly Hills is just getting better and better. And
I mean, they are setting the bar for, I watched that, whatever the 2 that are on in a row, and by the time I get to New York, I think I'm like half fallen. I can't pay attention then.
Yeah.
I just cannot see Kyle's side in this argument.
Yeah.
I think I'm so here for what Dorit says, and the fact that she found her voice is just compelling to me, and I was so sure it was going to be so boring this year, and I can't take my eyes off the screen.
Do you think that Kyle has, she's kind of run her cycle? She's almost kind of where Lisa Vanderpump ended. It was, she's not the top dog anymore. She's now, the cracks are starting to surface, and we're going to see her exit maybe in a season.
I can't say, but what I can say, and I don't know if you saw this last episode where she sat down and talked to her husband, Mauricio. It was like she was like momming him or wifing him, right? And that's probably part of the demise of the relationship. So I think that once she became like probably the most famous housewife, right? She got to a level of being a control freak that, you know, is her going to be her demise now.
Right.
Because everything Dorit said where she had picked a fight with her, I was like, I could see that. I could see that. I could see that. So and Dorit's tired of covering for her. So I think that other people are going to start saying the stuff that she's been doing behind the scenes, which is what Lisa Vanderpump did, right? Or allegedly.
Right.
With Brandy. So.
Well, I'm sure it didn't help matters that, you know, I'm sure Mauricio gets plenty of DMs and offers, and he's just started looking elsewhere.
He doesn't seem like he's a hypersexual male to me. He does seem alpha male, but I just think he's driven by money.
Yeah.
I think he would, you know, do anything to make a deal.
Yeah.
The deal comes first.
And then Kathy Hilton's just killing me with the trip she planned. And did you see her wearing that crazy ring, that like glowy ring?
Oh, I did.
It reminds, like the ones you used to get from the pharmacy.
Yeah.
And wear them out. Between that and then her eating the banana, oh my gosh, she is the star. I really feel like she's the star.
I mean, I could watch her all day, but she has that same characteristic that Kyle has times 10.
Yeah.
Which I think I said in another episode. You could tell Paris is afraid of her. I'm afraid of her. I don't even know her.
Yeah. No, did you see her on Watch What Happens Live with...
I didn't watch it yet. Mm-mm.
Okay. Shoot, with what's her name from your favorite girl from New York, Brynn. She was on with Brynn, and I thought this should be interesting. And poor Brynn got the second position seat.
Yeah.
Not next to Andy. And this is a girl who wants to write. She wants to be the star.
Yeah.
And Kathy Hilton, in her kooky, you know, unsuspecting way, just outshone that woman.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, I wasn't mad at it. It was really entertaining.
I don't think Kathy's oblivious and quirky. I think she doesn't give. It's that generation, but she's like Mariah Carey. She's up there where whatever she wants is what she gets.
Yeah.
You don't say no to her.
Yeah, you don't say no to her. She's used to that. She is definitely used to that life.
She's not coming on the party island.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't invite her.
Would we take anyone from Beverly Hills on the party island?
Erica.
Probably Lisa Rinna. Or you think Eric? I mean, I was so mad when Erica said she's only going to have 2 drinks and they show her saying Merce is in the purse. I was like, Erica, drink more.
I know. Yeah. No, she's to me like one of the best all-time housewives, Erica.
God, her makeup just looks flawless in every scene.
Yeah.
And then I sit and watch Dorit and I go, Dorit, why don't you make your hair blonder?
I know. Like sometimes I enjoy it and then sometimes I do want her to lighten it up again.
It just looked, I mean, when you have those dark brown eyes like that, I love it. I love a blonde.
Yeah.
At least the light in the bottom.
Yeah, no, I agree. She's ready to get her blonde back. All right. So what about New York?
New York. I mean, the whole party nothing happened.
Yeah.
Nothing happened really.
My takeaway was that you and I should combine our closets and do like Heather's Do Vegas.
Yeah.
This is a garage sale. Closet cleaning. Yeah, that would be kind of funny. I did enjoy that part. That was pretty funny.
I mean, I do give kudos to, Brynn for what she said. I thought that was brave to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Good. And this season's almost over now. They probably have.
I think once they go on this trip, and then I have, you know, they've shown little snips of what the trip's going to be, but the trip must be a doozy.
Yeah.
Whatever. It looks like Bryn says something that sets Uba off, right? And they all take sides because they're saying that they can't even really be together.
Yeah, they're definitely teasing us for some big fight, but it's very hard to decipher what on earth this is even about.
Which they didn't actually tease us for Salt Lake City's, you know, what happened with Monica Garcia. They didn't build that one up, but they built up the one about when she was going to say who gave her the black eye and nothing. So it could go either way.
Yeah.
Just depends.
Salt Lake has been so good this season. They've definitely the star.
I read an article and they said that they put season 5 in the top 10 of all of the 100 seasons. It is, I mean, if you don't see a high body count shirt, high body count hair, and high body count dress on their next BravoCon, first of all, I want high body count hair for New Year's.
Right. Too funny.
So I want a high body count dress for New Year's, right?
Right.
I thought that was priceless.
Oh, I know. They're hilarious. Oh, back to Beverly Hills. I'm hearing that Dorit's house is in pre-foreclosure. So, I don't know what's going to happen. She needs to sell some things out of her closet. She can make a few bucks.
I mean, she could make probably like 1 or 2 mortgages, right? But not.
Yeah. Oh, and who's coming back to reality TV? Paris and Nicole.
Yes.
Their show's going to be called The Encore.
I'm here for it.
It looks cute.
I am here for it.
Yeah. So we'll probably chat about that once that one starts airing. That'll be fun.
Paris Hilton fascinates me. There's nothing about her I don't. I mean, I feel like I have a lot of Paris in me. I cannot say no to a sparkly shoe, neither can she.
Yeah.
She loves herself some self-portrait. I mean, same over here. It's like,
yeah.
I get her. Aside from the childish stuff, I don't get that, but.
Yeah. What's funny to me about her is the whole voice thing. And, you know, seeing the episodes of her Paris in Love, and she's talking to somebody just real sort of off the cuff casual, and it's her normal voice, and then she gets into her closet confessionals and she puts on the little baby voice.
So I actually gave it some thought on this, and I think that they must have like financially cut her off at one point, right? And she had to do whatever she had to do, because I think she got like 2 DUIs in a row, pretty sure. To get her to make money, right? Her mom and dad must have said, "We are not giving you any money," and so she made a persona. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it works.
But comment below. We'll do a Paris. We talk about the show. We'll do our Paris-esque outfits, and I'll put gloves on. Like she always has those weird half gloves on.
She loves a glove. Oh my goodness, loves a glove.
She does.
So earlier I was mentioning that I went to Fontainebleau, the Winter Wonderland, and I highly recommend go take your family, date, whomever, friends. It was really beautiful. It was free admission. You can rent skates there, and then they have really cute covered the igloos that are clear, so you can sit inside. And you have the little fire pit, or they have just outside fire pits with the anorak chairs and the fire pit in the middle. And you can order food and drinks out there. They had 2 ice skating rinks, and what else? Just the decor was gorgeous.
Was it where the pools are?
Yep. Yeah. Right outside.
Did they make like one of them into an ice rink, or more than one? It
was more than one. I mean, I kind of lost my bearings a little bit because without having all of the chairs out, the sun chairs out, I kind of, but really that main pool, where we were that weekend, that part is completely covered with the ice rink. And their pool is kind of a funky shape. So yeah.
Look, I tried to describe the pools at the club pool at Resorts World to somebody, and I regrettably didn't take pictures from when we were there for my birthday weekend. But I was like, it's like little hot tubs, and then there's like 10 little hot tubs, and then just like a ginormous line for the bar. It was the most bizarre thing ever. I don't even remember seeing the DJ.
I don't. Oh, in the adult one, they didn't have. I noticed the bartenders just play off their phone. They have it hooked up to like a speaker system.
No, when we walked into the club version of the pool.
Oh, it's Zook. I think it's called.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay, sorry, the day club. Yeah, that was a hottie mess in there.
I've never seen anything make less sense to me than.
Yeah.
I mean, they do XX pool is perfect, right? They have like that one pool that you can get in. It goes all the way through the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And Fontainebleau would be better if they were connected. Honestly, it would.
Yeah.
But the other one was like little hot tubs. That's how big the pools were.
Yeah. No, it was an absolute joke.
It was bizarre.
They let too many people in there. And then after Winter Wonderland, we had dinner at Poppy Steak.
Oh, yes.
which is a fun experience. I will say, though, because we went on Wednesday night, so they didn't really have a DJ. They were playing the music, and it just was less crowded. So just, you kind of lost that little bit of the energy.
Yeah.
So I would recommend, if you're going to go to Poppy Steak at Fontainebleau, to go on the weekend when it's going to be the busiest. And then another great restaurant that just opened at the District in Green Valley Ranch is North Italia. And anyway, beautiful, really, really beautiful. Just great vibe in there. They have a really great kind of indoor patio, which was cool, and the food was fantastic.
I mean, I'm excited to try it.
Yeah.
And then they're doing Flower Child as well, right?
Yes, and that's open too. It's just right across the parking lot from it.
So all we need is a jade, right? And then we have all the magic back over here.
Right.
The Jade Sushi? I think I'm doing the right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then you went to that F1 experience, right?
Yes, I did. It was, I've never seen the level of fanaticism as I have at that thing. The fan experience itself was set up for probably 20,000 people, and there were maybe 1,000 people there. So each experience was 100 or 200 feet away from the next one. So it was in that large area across from the Wynn, which the Wynn owns that property. So in between Fashion Show and Resorts World. So, and then when you would get to a picture op, there'd be 50 people in line. So it was like, by the time you'd walked around, and I ordered a drink, and they gave me just the straight up wrong drink. It had whiskey in it, which, wow. That's bizarre enough that they would make that mistake, right? And then it was just like, unless you had someone to take the picture for you, you were being hustled because there was 50 people waiting behind you.
Yeah.
So it was like, and they had some swag they were giving away, but you'd have to wait in line for 50 people. And then the next stop would be, the food trucks were all the way at the back, which makes no sense. They should have put the band in the middle, had everything around the outside of that, and then had the food trucks in the front. It was just, the whole thing was really bizarre. I think the person I went said it was like a soccer fundraiser. I was like, ooh.
Wow.
And then we went down there, and it was actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It took, for us to walk around there for an hour and a half, it took that whole getting down there and getting back took 4 hours. So.
Okay. Did you park at the Wynn?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We parked at the Encore.
Okay, at Encore. All right.
Yeah. But there were lots of like experiences set up for fans inside the casinos too. Like there were drivers that were coming out to be like signing stuff, and the people, it was just like hundreds of people deep, and they were not talkative. It was crazy. I can only imagine how Comic-Con is, but it was like a level of commitment that I'd never seen. I thought it was going to be, you know, more highfalutin people. It was not.
No.
Or those people were not out yet, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, they were.
I don't know.
They're probably going to the private parties.
I would think. I mean, I saw like, you know, all the Escalades ready to pick up people. Like I took a video of it because there was like 15.
Oh, wow. Well, hey, that does it for us this week. Do not forget to follow us. We're on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Heather's Do Vegas.
Make sure you like us, subscribe us, leave us a comment. We want to hear what you think, what you're up to in Vegas. We're Vegas locals. We're coming to you from a Vegas locals going out point of view. Thanks for listening.
All right, until next time, don't do anything we wouldn't do.
Heather's Do Vegas is brought to you by your hosts, Heather Ashley and Heather Nicole. It's edited by Joshua Ramsey with the Act 3 Agency. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe so you never miss out on any of the action.